Well, welcome once again. This is the Doctor of Digital podcast. The purpose of the show is to transform your business and life with education and inspiration. I introduce busy business leaders to trends in business, technology, and marketing to highlight people you should know. Are you tired of feeling like your business is stuck in neutral, with your online presence failing to drive the results you need? As a business owner, you know that having a strong online presence is crucial for attracting and retaining customers, but it can be overwhelming to know where to start. In this episode, we're joined by the founder of NetMafia, a leading expert in crafting digital success stories for businesses of all sizes. With a proven track record of helping ventures thrive in the digital realm, my guest is here to share insights on how to build a powerful online presence that drives real results. As the founder of NetMafia, my guest has a wealth of experience in building impactful websites, e-commerce stores, and driving traffic with SEO. With a background in web development, UI, UX, and marketing, they've helped numerous businesses scale their online presence and achieve their goals. But what really sets them apart is their passion for education and sharing their expertise with others. With over 35,000 students guided through courses on Udemy, Skillshare, Stack Skills, Stack Commerce, and Pack Publishing, my guest is dedicated to empowering entrepreneurs and businesses to succeed in the digital age. Join us as we dive into the strategies and tactics you need to take your online presence to the next level and drive real growth for your business. During this episode, we'll do a deep dive into the changes and hot topics of scaling your online presence, including its biggest challenges and growth. I will leverage the expertise of my guest and how to navigate the unique dynamics of the field. By the end of this episode, you'll be better equipped to know what to do, and I encourage you to contact my guest, Prerak Mehta, founder at NetMafia. And with that, I want to welcome you to the program. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much, Meg, for the amazing introduction. I am so grateful for having, I'm really thankful for you for having me on your amazing show. I've been really looking forward to it. So thank you.
Likewise. Yeah. So, I'm very curious now. How did you get into this field and what was the attraction? Is there some story or something you could tell us to share with the audience?
Sure. It all started back in 2020 when I was 18 years old. The COVID pandemic had just hit worldwide, and
Yes.
India, where I live, there was a nationwide lockdown. So it was a challenging time for all of us, I will not deny. But unlike all my peers and friends who were busy spending their times playing video games and, binge watch on Netflix, I immediately saw it as a blessing in disguise. So I saw that this is a rare opportunity for me to rise and shine. So while I was still pursuing my engineering, I knew I needed to develop new skills to a better future, to secure a better future for myself. So I turned towards online learning and I enrolled in my very first Udemy course, which was on Android Oreo development by Rob Percival. Now, Rob is an amazing instructor, no doubt in that. But I quickly realized that, I was out of my depth because I didn't have a strong foundation in Java. It was a big leap for me, and I struggled to absorb the content. So that's when I realized that, it wasn't just me. Everyone like me who is really passionate about building a better future for themselves are leaning towards online learning. So there was a massive demand for online learning, and that's when I realized. So in Udemy, even today, at the top of the navigation bar, you'll find an option to teach right besides the My Learning tab. So that got me thinking, that is it that easy to teach on Udemy? Because I had this perception that only university level professors and teachers can teach on these platforms. So as I started researching more and more on it, I came to know that there weren't any massive barriers. So I began asking myself that what skill do I currently have that I can passionately teach about. So the only answer that came to me was C++. It's a programming language. So that's when I decided to create my very first Udemy course. And for the next 8 months I spent while balancing my online lectures, I was learning how to edit them, how to screen record them, how to market my course. So that was really amazing journey for me. And after that, things started to snowball pretty quickly. I published courses on web development, Java, Figma, WordPress Elementor, and most recently on AI and local SEO.
Awesome.
So that has been my journey as an instructor on Udemy. uh, but during my final year in college, I decided to take a jump into entrepreneurship and founded my marketing agency, which is NetMafia. We help businesses generate a consistent flow of high quality leads. So yeah, my decision wasn't something which I did on a whim. I definitely took a lot of thinking, took a lot of training and practice, enrolling in a bunch of different courses, reading bunch of different books. So that actually helped me shape up my decision to take up entrepreneurship.
It's really inspiring to hear a person that is your age and really young, but really embracing change and also entrepreneurship, and especially at a crucial time where a lot of people were giving up during the pandemic. And I know I had a lot of contacts from India actually during that time, but you've done just the opposite. Could you tell us one of the changes that you have seen since the pandemic, and how has that impacted business post pandemic?
Hmm. That's a really good question. What I'd say that during the pandemic, I think most of the businesses realized that you have to have some sort of online presence. You cannot just sit in your office or in your store and expecting customers to walk in and buy products or services from you. You
Mhm.
have to essentially throw your business out on the internet and show it to the people that, okay, this is what we can offer, this is how we can help. And that made me realize that, okay, there's a massive demand for marketing services like SEO. That's what we do. And that's essentially why I started incorporating and delivering these kind of services apart from web design.
Got it. And it's also interesting that you really embrace this whole thing. And, not to put words in your mouth, but you said some of the newer things that are coming out, and you mentioned AI. So is that something that you think are a hot topic, or are there some of the things that you can address for marketing?
Definitely, AI is a hot topic. Whether you integrate it with SEO or whether you integrate with video editing, AI has been taken a big, change in the entire internet, because the kind of pace and the pace at which it's evolving, it's something that none of us have ever seen this before. So I think AI, using it for our advantage, is definitely going to be useful, and for SEO it has increased a lot of productivity and costs have dropped. So as an agency owner, it benefits me. And even for small businesses who want to get SEO done,
Right.
they no longer have to rely on experts firsthand. Like, even if they use different AI tools, they can pretty much get started with SEO and get some sort of traffic, although not that substantial, but at least something to their website that can help them business grow from 0 to 1 at least. And from there, from 1 to 100, they can outsource the work to agencies like us.
Interesting. And you mentioned even like the smaller companies or smaller businesses, because that's really it's a level playing field now in a lot of ways. I think that's an interesting point. Could you tell us something about what you'd offer and what you would recommend business owners to be thinking about, and how do they work with you?
Sure. So, in terms of what we offer, from NetMafia, we take everything into consideration. Like, there are so many aspects of SEO. There is on page, which means all the things that you apply on your website, and there are off page, which means all the things that you do outside of your website, which eventually affects your website in a way that you get more and more consistent set of leads, and your website starts to rank higher on Google search results. So
Mm.
these are the two aspects. And the third and the last that we have, which is most important but most businesses fail to understand, that is technical side of it. So if your website is very slow to load, and it hasn't really has few key elements that it needs to get started with SEO, it doesn't make sense to focus on the on page and off page. I like to call it as a tripod of SEO. Even if one aspect of it fails, it's not going to get balanced. So you need to focus on page, off page, and technical, and we do all those three things. Although there are many other SEO agencies out there who
Yeah.
try to sell their services in a commoditized version. They sell n number of backlinks for x amount of money. We don't do that. because we genuinely believe that SEO isn't like a one size fits all solution. You need to have a custom and tailored approach for each and every business, and you need to understand that what kind of services do they offer, what kind of competition is, and what are the competitors ranking for, and based on that you kind of reverse engineer the process and come up with a strategy for your client. So that's what we do. And coming back to your second part of the question, which is how business owners can do SEO, I would say that there are a bunch of different AI tools out there which can, take care of your content of your website. Because if you post consistent blogs or articles on your site, it's essentially what you're putting out in front of the internet, and that's what helps you rank higher on the search results. So there are a bunch of different AI tools. You need to have your Google My Business profile. If a business owner doesn't have that, they are missing out on a big stuff. So I have an entire 21-page SOP document that I'd love to share it with your audience for completely free of cost. They can go through the document, and if they apply all the things that I have mentioned in that document, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure they would at least get 50 monthly visits in a span of 90 days or so. And if they don't get that, then I think they're pretty in a competitive zone, or they are not following what I've mentioned in that list. So they can refer to that document of mine. that's
What's
that's for someone who have never even learned anything about SEO. So that SOP document is like a bible for SEO, I would say, at least for business owners who want to get started with.
And how does a person work? What's the process like? Let's say this person is interested in working with you. Like, it's a combination of questions like strategy, content, or you're basically saying it's no one size fits all. So, what is that process like?
So the process is very simple. If a client, let's say they want to work with us, they want to know more about us,
Right.
so they would have to book an appointment with us, a Zoom chat, preferably, where we would discuss what the business is all about, what kind of services or products do they sell and they deliver, right? And based on that, we can come up with a list of different keywords that one prospect of theirs would type in on Google. And based on that, we can, scrape out all the competition and all the websites which are ranking for, and then ask our clients that, okay, are these all the words and keywords that your potential client or customer would typically search in on Google? If the answer is yes, then we can proceed forward by building out content, by getting more backlinks to their site, by doing some press releases and
Mhm.
many other things like that. So just building content, there are many stages while building content as well. So what I like to present to my clients who have never done any sort of marketing campaign on their website is, there are three essential stages in SEO, in terms of SEO content. The first one, is the tofu, then we have the mofu, and then we have the bofu. So tofu is top of the funnel, then we have the middle of the funnel, and then we have the bottom of the funnel, right? So the people who are going to search for specific keywords which are just for research purposes, they are not looking to buy any service. They don't even know who you are, but they are just looking for an answer for their question, like how to fix a car tire. So that lies in the top of the funnel stage. If you're going to give and break down each and every steps in an article format and you present it to your audience, they will like it. Then comes the middle of the funnel stage. Let's say you are a car mechanic and there's also another competition of yours
Sure.
who's been ranking high on Google for the past couple of months. How do you stand out in terms of your competition? The articles that you build, the services that you provide, the price list, all those things, that content lies within the middle of the funnel stage. And lastly, we have the bottom of the funnel stage, which makes like a call to action kind of a article, which makes your users purchase your service or product that you are selling. Even if you are not selling it online directly, even if it means calling you or booking an appointment, it's a sale actually. So these are the different stages while building the content. And whatever I've discussed so far, it's just for a business or a website who has never run any form of marketing campaign. It actually varies. If you have done any other form of marketing, then we would iterate over what has went wrong so far, and that's why you couldn't reach the result where you wanted it to be. So it depends.
Do you find that people that you work with are never have worked with a marketer before, or they have because I hear a lot of people are disappointed with digital
Yeah,
marketing? So,
that's correct.
yeah. So,
I'm working with clients who have who have done marketing campaigns in the past, but they were not satisfied with the results which with which they got. So they are also trying and seeing if I can be the one for
Yeah.
their business or not. So yeah, let's see how it goes. But I think things are going pretty good so far, and the clients seem to be happy.
Yeah, you have certainly a track record there. There's a certain amount of success behind you, which is really, kudos to you. Could you give us some actionable tips? So, in other words, a person is interested in what you're saying, and like, how do I apply it? I think is a question that business owners want us to know. So, what are some actionable tips you can provide?
So, as I mentioned before, my SOP document goes through everything in detail. The very first step, any business owner, whether you are selling services or products, you need to have a Google My Business profile, because it is going to help you rank on the Google Maps. People all the while use Google Maps while they're, commuting from location A to B. And if your store, if your office pops up in that location, you know that Google analyzes that, okay, this person passed through that, that location of yours, and people can find it. You can get more local clients and local customers. So I think GMB is a great way to get started with. Next step would be to optimize the GMB profile, because every business, like most of the business, have GMB profile, but they don't rank. So you have to optimize it in a way that it starts ranking high on Google search results. You have to put in all the services, select your category, put in all the specific keywords, mention the business hours, and there are so many other things that you can add up, which I've mentioned in my SOP document. Next step I would suggest is to do a keyword research, come up with a keyword research strategy. You can use different AI tools like Gemini, since Gemini is an AI product of Google, and Google has another product called as Google's Keyword Planner.
Yeah.
It's a tool which PPC advertisers use to come up with a keyword research strategy. So when you ask Gemini, come up with a list of keywords, if I'm providing these kind of services, it will actually communicate with Google's Keyword Planner in the backend and give you the results which a PPC ad expert would give you. So although that might not be as accurate as you would want in terms of the SEO aspects,
Yeah.
but it's pretty much a great starting off point. And based on those keywords, you can create content with the help of ChatGPT or any other AI tools out there. Obviously, um, it is going to be AI detectable, and but search engines literally they don't care as long as your content is satisfying the user's query and it answers that question. Google doesn't mind if you're posting AI generated content, but you have to apply all the things what your competitors are doing, and you have to reverse engineer that process. And that's how business owners can apply the SEO tactics. It's
Interesting.
pretty time consuming, because I would say that if you're a bootstrap business owner, obviously you don't have that budget to outsource the SEO work, because it costs money, and it's a long term strategy. SEO isn't something that you would see results in a span of month or two. You need to give some time, at least 6 to 9 months, for a business who have never done any form of SEO marketing. So if you can spend that kind of money, only then go ahead with SEO, I would say. Otherwise, there are better options out there, like PPC ads or social media ads. Depends on your goals. It's short term or long term. SEO is going to be long term, and once you start ranking for few keywords, you will get leads through your website.
It's interesting. So you've talked about some changes, some hot topics, and what the process is like, and some tips, which is really handy and that's really helpful for you to offer. I'm wondering then if a person is interested because they've heard now and they have some interest in what you're talking about, how do they get a hold of you? What's your contact information?
They can book an appointment with me on netmafia.co.in. I'll spell it out. It's netmafia.co.in. And they can schedule an appointment with me based on the day and time that they're comfortable with. Or they can reach out to me on my Instagram or LinkedIn. My Instagram and LinkedIn, you can just type in my name followed by my company name. My name is Prerak Mehta. It's spelled Prerak, followed by my last name, which is Mehta. And I have my business name, which is NetMafia. So if you type in these three keywords on Google, also, I'm pretty sure my Instagram and LinkedIn and website would pop up. So they can reach out to me over there. If they would like us to, take over their SEO work, but if they don't have that budget and they would like to do it all by themselves, I'll definitely provide the link to my SOP guide. And if they have some budget to upskill their SEO
Right.
skills, they can take up my Udemy course on AI and local SEO course. It's 8 hours of video content, and we go through and break down each and every process on how to use different AI tools to do the SEO.
Interesting and also very helpful and very insightful, and got a lot of enthusiasm for a young person like yourself. But really appreciate your expertise. I really appreciate your insights. I think that's been very helpful. So thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for what you've been able to provide today.
Thank you, Meg. Thank you so much. It was pleasure being on your show, and I had a wonderful conversation with you. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. If you like what you're hearing, certainly I hope that you do. What I'd also like you to do is naturally share on social media, subscribe to the program, and also positively review. It's really helpful for the program. I also want to thank the sponsors of the program and the supporters of both the publishers of Burning America and also On Track Ian Hunter. Both of those volumes are available on Amazon. If you want to know more about what I do, the idea to author coach, guiding your journey from draft to shelf on a private Facebook group. If you want to know what you can do to get your idea out there, I help people with their books. So I help business leaders, CEOs, and entrepreneurs break through their obscurity through written presentations, building credibility and authority. That's the idea to author coach, private Facebook group on Facebook. Feel free to join me. Until the next great episode, thanks for listening today. This is the Doctor of Digital signing off. Deus Volt.